Hi there, my name is Vardhan and I'm your instructor for this Python crash course for beginners. I'm very excited to share my knowledge with you because I got an opportunity right now to share my knowledge with you. Okay, so this course is a Python crash course for beginners. So I had discussed all the things which is relevant for you as a beginner. So you need to know all these libraries and all this stuff. Okay, so if you're good in this, so automatically you'll be moving on this further module, so it will be very easy to you. So first we'll be looking for course agenda. So first we'll be looking Python introduction, Python installation, Python data types and data structures, and Python oops concept. So you can be set it as module 1. So if you are good in this module 1, so automatically you can easily understand the further modules. Now we'll be moving on to this next modules called Python Django basics and Python Selenium test scripts, and we'll be seeing Python Numpy library and Python Tkinter library. That's it. So we had covered our course, total 8 topics, and we'll be having different modules and different examples on each library. Okay, so I hope total course will be more than 3 hours, I think. So if it is less than 3 hours also, it's not a problem. So please watch all the course, and so if you like to give feedback to me also, so you can make a comment and please specify the lecture time, and you can make a comment in the comment section, and I've tried to update my lectures in further modules. Okay, so if you need any further series of tutorials also, you can make a comment, so I will try to update those tutorials also. So in future I would like to update Django tutorial for beginners and Django tutorial for advanced people. Okay, I hope you will give feedback to me because it will be very helpful to me to improve my communication skills and my technical skills for further modules. Okay, so if you found any mistakes, so please specify the lecture time and please make it as a comment in the comment box. So it will be very helpful to me. Okay, so if you need any further tutorials also, you can make a comment and I am here to update those tutorials. Hi there, welcome to my new course. So in this course we'll be discussing A to Z things in Python. So first we'll be looking the Python introduction and why Python. So Python is a high level language and it is very easy to use. So compared to other programming languages, Python syntax is very easy, and by using this Python we can develop the desktop applications and we can develop the web applications and we can develop the Android applications. So for developing web applications we'll be using Python Django module, and we'll be using Python Flask framework, and we'll be using Python LAMP framework. By using these 3 frameworks we can develop the Python web applications, and by using Python Tkinter framework we can develop this Python desktop applications, and by using Python Kiwi module we can develop the Android applications by using this Python programming. And we can test the web applications also by using this Python Selenium testing. So by using Python Selenium we can test the web application and we can import the data and we can export the data. By using web scraping module we can scrap the data which is present inside the website by using this web scraping module. So this is the very quick introduction about this Python module. Now we'll be seeing the Python installation part. Now we'll be seeing the installation part. So before seeing this, you need to navigate the URL called python.org. Once you navigate this URL, so go through this download section, and if you want to download for Windows OS means, so please select this option, and you can see this Python 3.73 version. So this is the latest version, and if you want to download other versions of Python, so please click on here. So once you click on here, so it will show you the other versions of Python. So I'll be opening in new tab, and if you are downloading for other programming platforms like Mac OS, Linux or other platforms, so in Linux you need to install by typing the commands, and if you are for Mac OS means, so please click on here. So once you click on here, so automatically the relevant file will be there and you can download those files. So you can see here, so these are latest versions of Python. So Python 3.73 is the latest version, and Python 3.4.10 is also a latest version, and Python 3.5.7 is also a latest version. So if you can download any of these Python versions here, so you can see Python 2.7 version also is there and Python 3 is also there. So you can see the list of Python versions here. So you can download as of your requirement. So you can download any one of these files as per your requirement. So you can download any file here, so as per your requirement. So I'll be suggesting you, so please go through with latest versions only. Okay, so once you click on this download button, so automatically it will be showing you here So total 24 MB will be there. So once the download is finished, so automatically it will show you a GUI. So it's an executable file. So I will show you the relevant screenshots here. So I'll be pausing it, and 1 minute. So you can see here, so I'm downloading the latest version of this Python. So it will be taking around 5 minutes. So depends on your internet speed. So I'll be waiting up to that time. Okay, I'll be pausing the video here. Yes, you can see here, so the file is downloaded. So I'm just click on here. So automatically it will ask you, just click on run here. So in my machine, I had already installed the different versions of Python. So depends on my requirement, I'll be using the different versions of Python. So now I'll be choosing this customize installation, because if I choose this upgrade now installation means, so it will affect on some of my files. So that's why I'll be choosing this customize installation. So you can see here, so you can tick mark all these options here, like pip and TLC, TK and IDLE, Python test suite, PyLauncher for all users. So you can make sure you need to click all these tick boxes here and just click on next. Once you click on next, and make sure you need to click on this pre-compiled standard library also, and make sure you need to remember this installation location. And once you done with this, so make sure click on this install. So automatically this Python will be installed on your machine. So till now we had seen Python introduction and Python installation. Next we'll be seeing Python arithmetic operation. Now we'll be seeing how to open Python IDLE in your machine, and after that we'll be performing some Python arithmetic operations. So for that, once you install Python in your machine, so make sure you need to go to the search button and just type IDLE. So once you type IDLE, so you can see here, so list of Python versions will be displayed. So if you install different versions of Python means, so automatically it will display the list of Python versions here. So this is the standard version 2.7 version, and this is Python 3.7 version. This is the latest version, and Python 3.5 also it's a latest version, and 3.6 and 3.4. So depends on my requirement, I'll be using different versions of Python. Okay, so now I'll be opening this 3.7 version. So make sure you need to click on that, and automatically the GUI will be opened. So you can see here, so this is the Python shell here. So in this shell only we are going to perform some operations here. So completely I'll be using Python shell only, and I'll be not using PyCharm as of now. So in upcoming modules I'll be showing you how to install PyCharm and how we'll use those PyCharm also. As of now I'll be using only this Python shell for this arithmetic operation and for small operations. So in further modules I'll be showing how to install PyCharm, and I'll be showing how to perform operations in PyCharm and how to perform operations in Eclipse IDE also. Okay, now I'll be giving the brief introduction about this shell. So this is the file menu. Inside this file menu you already know, so what is the use of this new file. So it will be creating a new file here. And what is the use of this open means, so it will open all the relevant Python files. So Python file will be always saved with the extension of .py, and if you want to open any Python module means, so you can select this open Python module. So if you click on that recent files means, so it will display the recent files which you had worked on this Python. And if you want this module browser or path browser, and if you want to save your program in, so automatically you can save your program. And if you want to save as your program in, so make sure it will save as a duplicate copy of your program, and print window, close and exit. So I'll be telling one thing here, so no need to worry about this. So actually I'll be keep on recording this course step by step. So once I finish the recording, what I do means, so automatically I'll be keep on its editing mode. So once the editing is finished, so automatically the output will be opened. So that's the thing here. So it's a minor thing from my end, so make sure you need to ignore it. Thank you. So I'll be closing this file. Now we'll be seeing the Python arithmetic operations here. So normally if normally if you are from Java background, or if you are from C# background, or if you are from C background, so what we'll be doing, so we'll be giving a is equals to number and b is equals to some number, and we'll be typing some commands, and we'll be giving some commands to get the output. So in Python, so directly you can get the output. Okay, so I'll be performing addition operation first here, so 9, so automatically it will give the output 18. So in Python, arithmetic operations is very easy, and if you want to perform multiplication operation also, you can see here, so automatically it will give the output. And if you want to perform division operation also, you can see here, so it will give the output. And if you want to perform 2 power 3, so 2 cube. So if you want to perform 2 power 4 also, you can perform, so 2 power 4 16. And if you want to perform 2 power 6 also, you can see, so you can get the output in Python terminal only. So make sure you need not to give any external commands here. So if you want to assign values here, like you can assign a is equals to 9, and you can see b is equals to 8, and you can see c is equals to a plus b. So okay, so c is equals to a plus b, and you need to print the variable here. So you need to print your variable, so make sure you need to enclose in a parenthesis. Okay, so make sure you need to enclose in a parenthesis, so you can see you can get the same output. Okay, so here 9 plus 8 is result is 17, and if you do the operation like 9 plus 8, so automatically you can get the output. So if you want to assigning some values and some variables means, so you can do this. So this is the traditional method, and it is the shortcut method. So make sure we'll be performing some arithmetic operations in Java and in other programming languages. So we'll be typing a lot of program means compared to Python. So it is a lot of program only, because in a single line we'll be getting output in Python. So compared to Java, so we'll be getting around 4 to 5 lines. I hope so, 4 to 5 lines program will be there. So that's why Python is very easy to use. And one thing is, in Python there is an indent block errors. So what is that indent block error means? So I'll be showing now itself. So 9 plus 9 plus 9, 99, so it will get 99, right? So I'll be showing indent block errors in, so you can see here, just you tab here, and you can type any variable, or you can type any number also. So you can see unexpected indent. So make sure your program need to be an ordered way in Python. So that's the main thing you need to remember while working with Python. So if you type your program anywhere on this terminal means, so automatically you'll be getting an error called unexpected indent. So for that, make sure you need to give the backspace, or you can give tab also. Okay, so I'll be explaining you very detailed in upcoming modules. So these are only the basic things which we had done here. So we had done only the arithmetic operations till now. Now we'll be seeing the hello world program. Okay, so for hello world program also, so you can take any variable here. So a is equals to hello world, and you can print your variable here. So you can see you will be getting hello world directly. So you can give directly your print value here. So I'll be giving hello world. So directly also I'll be getting the output. So by assigning a variable, also you will be getting your output, and by giving the print statement directly, and inside that print statement you can give any command here. So like you can give any statements, so it will give the result here itself. Okay, so this is the basic program. So hello world program is a very basic program. Until now we had, so this is a very basic program. So hello world is a very basic program, and this is a string format. So I'll be explaining you each and every point in detail, so no need to worry. So this is a very basic thing which we had done here. Okay, till now we had done arithmetic operations, and we had printed our hello world program. Now we'll be seeing the data types and loop condition. Now we'll see what are the data structures in Python. In data structures we'll be coming list, tuple, dictionaries, and I had added one more function called set function here. By using set function, we can remove the duplicate values and we can perform mathematical operations in set functions like union, intersection, all the things we can perform by using the set function. So I'll show you each and every point in detail. So no need to worry about that. Now first we'll be seeing the theory part, and after that we'll be moving on to this practical part. What is a list? List is mutable and we can change the data at any time. And lists are enclosed in square brackets. Once you assign the value or a string, whatever it may be, once you assign the values in list, so you can change that value at any time. Coming to tuple. Tuple is immutable and we cannot change the data once the data is assigned. And tuples are enclosed in parentheses. In tuples, once you fetch the data or once you give the data inside the tuple, you cannot change the data at any time. But you can do concatenate operation in tuple, but you cannot change the data. That's the main thing you need to remind. So compared to list and tuple, which one is fast? Tuples are fast compared to list. Okay, now we'll be seeing dictionaries. So dictionaries is a unordered data type, and what does it means? So if you give any things in dictionary, so it will be having a key. I'll be writing here. It will be like key value. So this is the format of dictionary. So dictionaries are always enclosed in flower brackets, or you can see that curly braces, you can assume. So the format of dictionary is key and value. So in every dictionary there will be a key and there will be a value. Okay, I hope so you are clear in this. So it's just a theoretical part. Now we'll be seeing the practical part and we'll be seeing some more keywords in list and tuple and dictionaries. Okay. Now we'll be seeing how to create a list and how can we perform some operations on list functions. Okay. So I'm going to take any variable here. So you can take any variable as per your requirement. I'm going to take v is equals to, so lists are always enclosed in square brackets. I'm going to assign some values here. So 9, 10, 20, 229, 999, 0, 0, 0, 9, 1, 2. Okay, so I'm going to print my list and I'm going to run the command here. So you can see in our Python shell we got our list. Now we'll be seeing how many keywords are present and how many types of operations we can perform in this list function. So for that, so if you don't know the keywords, so if you forgot all the keywords in list functions, so at that time what you can do means, so just use the function called directory dir of v, and you can call your variable which you had assigned to your list and just press enter. So you can see here, you can see nearly 30 to 40 keywords are there, so you can count on that. And majorly we'll be using this append, clear, copy, count, extend, index, insert, pop, remove, reverse and sort functions. So majorly we'll be using the sort function and reverse and append, and sometimes we'll be using this count. Okay, so now we'll be seeing the sort function. So what is the use of this sort function? So once I execute the program, and I'll explain you. So v dot sort. Okay, and I'm going to print my v. So you can see here, so just observe here. So you can see we had our list and it is a random format. You can see we have our values, ascending values and descending values, all the values which is present inside our list. Now by using the sort functions, what we can do means click on ascending order to descending order. So I can say like this, ascending order to descending order, those values will be converted. So this is the main functionality of this sort function. Okay, so I hope you are very clear in this. So I'll be showing only this sort function because it is very important function in this list function. And if you want the other keywords also, just you can try it with a string format list. So what is the use of this string format list means? So I will tell you that also. Okay, Now we'll be moving on to here itself. I'll be taking a variable here, and I'm going to take hi and 1 2 3, and I'm going to take one more string here, hello, hello. And now I'm going to use the keyword called append here, append of, and I'm going to give the name cool. Okay, now I'm going to print my variable. So you can see here, so what is the use of this append keyword means, so once if you give any keyword while using this append keyword, so automatically it will add at the end of your value inside your list. So here our value is hello, so okay, after hello, so the cool word is added. So that's the main use of this append keyword. Now we'll be seeing what is the use of this reverse keyword. Now I'm going to call the reverse, and I'm going to print my a. So just it will print a reverse list. Okay, so the values here comes the first position, and the value here goes to the last position. So that's the main use of this reverse function. So I hope you are very clear in this. So list is mutable, and we can change the data at any time. So you can change your data, and you can do slicing format, all the things you can perform inside this list function. What is the use of this slicing means, so I'll be showing you a of 0, and I'm going to take 5, or I'm going to take 3 only. Okay, so you can see it's always index position in Python always starts from 0 0 1 2 3. So you can see I had given the slice format here, 0 colon 3 means it will print the values up to the third function inside your list. So it will print only the functions which is present inside your list up to third function, sorry, up to third index, up to third index. Remaining information will be eliminated. I hope you are clear in this. So till now we had seen all the functions in list. Now we'll be seeing tuple. Now we'll be seeing the tuple functions. So tuples are immutable. Once the data is assigned inside the tuple means, so you cannot change the data, but you can do the concatenation in tuple functions. Okay, so I'll be creating a tuple here. So tuple always enclosed in parentheses. So here I had taken the variable p, and I'm going to take the values here 0 1 2 3 4 and 5. Okay, now I'm going to add a string here, hola. Okay, now I'm going to print my tuple, and I'm going to run this program. Okay, so similarly we had seen the list of keywords which is present inside the list function. So same concept we are going to apply in this tuples also. So just use the command directory of p, and you can see, so there are only 2 keywords which we can use in our tuple functions. Okay, so just see the difference here. So in list you can perform up to 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. So you can perform 11 number of operations inside your list. Now coming to tuple, only you can perform 2 operations, count and index position. Okay, so what is the use of this count means, so it will count the values which is present inside your tuple, means how many times the values are repeated. So that's the main use of this count function. So by using this count function, it just count the values, how many times the value is repeated. So what is the use of this index position means, index means it specify the position, so at which position it is present inside your tuple. Okay, so now I'm going to call the variable p of index, and I'm going to give the value of, sorry, I'm going to give the string hola. So you can see the index of this hola word is 6th position. So you can count here 0 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. At the 6th position the hola keyword is present. the whole and name is present. Okay, now I'll be using the count function here. So count, and I'm going to give 2, and I'm going to see the result here. So you can see only the number 2 is repeated one time. So for better purpose, I'll be taking this tuple and I'm going to add the value 2 again, and I'm going to add the value 2 again. Okay, now I'm going to run the module and click on save. Now I'll be using the count function, count of 2, and you can see 4 times the 2 number is repeated, 1 2 3 4. So this is the main use of this count function. So you can see in list also the count function is there. So the functionality of this count function is, so just it will count the numbers or count the words how many times it is repeated. So I hope so you are very clear in this. So till now we had seen list and tuple. Now I will be going to dictionaries part. Now we'll be discussing the dictionaries concept here. So in dictionaries, so it is a unordered data type. In list and tuple, once you execute the program, so automatically you'll get the output in an ordered way. Okay, so you'll get in a sequential manner. But in dictionaries, you won't get the output in a sequential manner. Okay, first I'll be showing you how to create a dictionary here. So dictionaries are always enclosed in curly braces, and I'm going to give the name, and I'm going to take any name here. So I'm going to take Ben, and I'm going to give age. I'm going to give is 26, and I'm going to give status. So what is the status means? Doing job. Okay, so this is our first dictionary. So this is our first dictionary. This is our first dictionary. So here I had given the name, and the name is Ben, and the age is 26, and the status is doing job. Okay, so in dictionaries, this is the key and this is the value. Okay, so that's the thing you need to remember. So in always dictionary, so there will be a key and there will be a value. Now I'm going to print my dictionary here. So print h, and I'm going to run my program. So you can see here, name Ben, age 26, status doing job. Okay, and I'll be moving on to this. Yeah, okay, 1 minute. Yeah, now I'll be calling my h dot. So you can see here, this number of operations we can be performed in this dictionaries concept. Now I'll be calling only the key values. Okay, so I'm going to call the key values here, and I'm going to run the program, and we'll see. Okay, so we got our dictionary. Now I'll be calling the key values in this terminal. Okay, now I'll be calling the key values in this terminal. Now I'll be calling my keys here. So h dot keys, and I'm going to run this. So you can see we got our keys, dict keys, and name, age, status. Now you can see, so once I execute this, now you can see here, so once I call h dot keys means, so automatically it will display the result here, name, age, status. So if you check with previous versions like Python 2.7 and compared with Python latest version, so in Python 2.7 it won't display these dict keys, so directly it will give the result. But in 3.7.1 version, so it will display the dict key and dict values also. Okay, so if I call values here, so at that time you will be getting to know. So you can see, if I call the values, so automatically it will display the result here itself, dict values. If you check in Python 2.7 version, so it won't display this result, so automatically it will give the result directly. So that's the main difference between Python 2.7 and Python 3.7 version. So you need to remember that. So some functionalities in Python 2.7 version won't work correctly if you do division operation in Python 2.7 version. So it won't give the correct result. Okay, so it will give directly numbers. So it won't give the decimal format in Python 3.7 version. So you will get the clear result in decimal values itself. You will be getting the output. So I'll be showing those things now itself. So I'll be calling my IDLE, and this is my 2.7 version, and I'm going to perform a simple uh, division operation here. So you can see the result is 1 here. Okay, so I'll be doing the same operation inside this Python 3.7 version. So you can see it comes in decimal format. So you need to observe clearly, it comes with decimal format, but in 2.7 version it won't print the decimal value. So directly it will give the digit. So it will give only the digit. So that's the main difference in 2.7 version and in 3.7 version. Okay, I hope you are very clear in this. So we had created our dictionary, and we had called our keys, and we had called our values. Now I'll be showing you this result in Python 2.7 version. So if I execute the same program, you'll get the clear idea. So what is the main difference between Python 2.7 version and the latest version? So I'll be creating a dictionary here, name, and I'm going to give name ban and age 26. Okay, now I'll be calling a dot keys. So you can clearly observe the result here in 3.7 version. So we got the result with dict keys, but in 2.7 version we won't get that result. So directly we'll be getting the output here. So that's why I'll be suggesting you. So please keep on updating your Python shell or Python version. So just compare the result with previous versions. So then only you will get to know. So what is the main difference between this version and that version? Okay. So till now we had seen list, tuple, dictionaries. Now we'll be discussing the string functions. Now we'll be discussing the string functions. So how can you create a string? Okay. So I'll be taking a variable a here. So you can take any variable, and I'm going to call my string hi, how are you, and I'm going to print a. So this is our string. So strings are always enclosed in double quotes. So you need to remember that strings are always enclosed in double quotes. So if you want to perform some operations inside this string function means, so just use the directory and call your variable name. So you can see here, capitalize, case fold, center, count, encode, ends with, expand tabs, find, format map, and lowercase, uppercase, swap case, starts with, stripe, upper, gfill, replace. So this uh, number of operations you can perform in these string functions, but we'll be seeing only the major important keywords which will be very helpful in these string functions. Now I'm going to discuss. Okay, now I'll be calling a dot lower. So what will happen? So you can see here I had started the letter with uppercase letter. So if I use this lower keyword, so automatically the values, the alphabetic letters which is present inside your string, so it's automatically converted into lowercase letters. So if I use upper keyword, so automatically the lowercase letters will be converted into uppercase letters. Okay, now if I use capitalize, so if I use capitalize,
So what will happen? It will capitalize the first letter only, so remaining all letters will be lowercase letters. So you can just observe this string and just compare with this result, so then only you will get to know what I am doing here. Make sure you need to practice well these string commands, because these string commands are very important. So if you are going to an interview means, so they will be asking you, so how can you convert uppercase letters into lowercase letters and lowercase to uppercase, and how can you perform capitalized function. So they will be asking you, so what is the use of this capitalized function, and they will be asking you one more keyword here, and replace. So what is the use of this replace keyword? So a dot replace. So I would like to replace how. I would like to replace how to small how. Okay. So you can see. So we got the same output. Okay. If I change small how to capital how. So you can see here, this is our string. So we have hi, how are you in lowercase letter. So previously this is our string, right? So here I am going to call capital H. So you can see, here I am going to call capital H how, and lowercase letter how. So I am going to replace capital H how to lowercase letter how, but this is our string, same string, so that's why we didn't get the result. So now I had changed the values here, so lowercase to uppercase. So here, so automatically the value is converted from lowercase to uppercase. So you can see here. So that's the main use of this replace command. So make sure you need to remember this replace command. So they will be asking you, so what is the main use of this replace command, and they will be giving a string. So inside that string they will ask you to replace the word. So how can you replace? By using replace command only, we can replace the words inside our string. So these are the main functions which we'll be using inside this string functions. So if you have time means to go through all the keywords and just uh, perform all operations if you have enough time. But I'll be discussing only the important keywords which will be helpful for you. Okay, I hope you are very clear in this. Now we'll be moving on to this further topics. So till now we had seen list, tuple, dictionaries and strings. So now I would like to conclude all list functions and tuple functions and dictionary functions and string functions in a single video. So I'll be discussing only the most important keywords which will be using in real time. So I'll be showing that now. So if you get errors also, so if I get errors also, so if I use any keyword in any other function, so if I get error also, so I would like to show you that error also, because if you're going to any interview, so they will be asking you some irrelevant questions. So irrelevant questions in the sense, so irrelevant keywords they will be asking you. So if I do any operation on list function and I'll be using or split, so it will work on list or not, they will be asking you. So they'll know the result, so it will work or may not work, they will know the result, but they will test you, so you are good in basics in Python or not. So that's why I am going to conclude all topics in this video itself. Okay, now we'll start the now I'll be performing all operations in this session. So I'll be taking a new file here and I'll be creating a list first. So we'll start from list 1 12 3 2 1 0 9 1 2 23 4 and 2, and I'll be taking a string here hi, and I'll be taking one more string how are you. Okay, so I'll be printing my list. So I'll be saving the file as conclusion of 4 topics. So you can see here, so we got our list. So now I'll be calling a dot. I'll be using the keyword insert. So I'd like to insert instead of hi. So I'd like to instead of hi, I'd like to insert a new word. So what's that word means? So I'll be taking the index position here. So you can see 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So high keyword position is 10th index position, so I'll be giving high and we'll get to know so what's the result we are getting. So you can see here, if you observe clearly, so at the 10th position my keyword is added here. So my word is added high, and this high is moved to next position, in the sense it moves to 11th position. So like this, by using this insert keyword, so you can insert your values inside your list. Okay, so at any position, so if you want to extend your list means, so you can extend your values also by using this insert keyword. So if I perform same operations in tuple, so what the output I'll be getting here. So I'm going to take p is equals to, so I'll be taking a tuple here 4 2, and I'm going to call p dot insert, and I'm going to insert 2 to high. Okay, so you can see tuple object has new attribute insert. So as I already said, list is mutable. We can change the data at any time, but tuples we cannot change the data. Once the data is fixed means data cannot be changed at any cost. Okay, so you can do concatenate operations in tuples. So what does it means, so I'll be taking p1 is equals to, so I'll be taking 1 2 3 4, and p2 is equals to 9 3 2 21. So now I'd like to concatenate these tuples. I'm going to call p3 is equals to p1 plus p2. Now I'm going to print my p3 value. So you can see here, so after 4, so 9 3 21 is as added inside your tuple. So here the plus operation indicates the concatenation. So you need to remember, so you cannot change the data in tuple, but you can do concatenation operation in tuples. I hope you are very clear in this. So this is the main difference between list and tuple. So now we'll be taking a dictionary. So dictionary is equals to d is equals to, I'm going to take name Varun Krishna and age 24. Okay, now I would like to delete my age. I would like to delete my age value inside my dictionary. So age, so completely I would like to remove my age and key 24 in my dictionary. So how can I do that means, so I'll be calling my variable name, so and I'll be calling del, and I'll be giving. Now I would like to delete my age here. Okay, so how can I do that means, so I'll be using del, so I'll be using the keyword del here. So I'm going to call my variable and I'm going to call age, and I'm going to print my variable. So you can see the age value is removed from my dictionary. Okay, so like this you can perform a number of operations in list, tuples, dictionaries and string functions. So these are the main things which will be frequently using in these concepts. So I hope you are very clear in this, and I'll conclude one more video for this list, tuple, dictionaries and set functions and string functions in upcoming sessions. Thank you. Now we'll be discussing set functions. The main objective of this set function is it will eliminate the duplicate values. Inside the set function, every value will be an unique. Set functions are enclosed in curly braces. So set functions are unordered collection of items. By using set functions, we can perform mathematical set operations like union, intersection, difference and symmetric difference, so on we can perform. And main thing is set functions does not give the elements in particular order. Okay, now we'll be moving on to this coding part. So I'll be opening my Python IDLE, and here I'm going to create a set function. Here I'm going to give 1 2 3 4 5 and 5 3 2 1 4. So here you can see I had repeated the numbers here, and I'm going to print my variable. So this is the main objective of this set function. So it will eliminate the duplicate values, or I can say it will eliminate the repeated values. So here you can see I had repeated each and every number here. So if I print my variable here, so automatically the duplicate values are eliminated. So that's the main objective of this set function. So you can get a doubt here. So then what is the difference between dictionary and set function? So dictionary is also an unordered data type, but in dictionary there will be a format called key and value, but in set function there will be a no format. So in set functions we can perform a mixed data type operations inside our set functions. I hope you are clear in this. Now we'll be seeing, so how can you perform mixed data type operations in set functions. Okay, so I'll be taking a b variable here. So I'm going to give one tuple here. So 1 2 3, and I'm going to close that tuple, and I'm going to give one string here, hi, how are you, and I'm going to give some random numbers 67 and 89. So this is my set function. So inside you can see I had passed a tuple and I had passed a string and I had given the numbers. Okay, now I'm going to print my b variable. So here you can see it is an unordered data type, means I has already said you it won't give the output in particular order. So you can see 89 is first printed and 67 is printed here, and the tuple is comes to last and the string is comes to the second place itself. So you can perform a number of operations like this. So you can play with this set function. Now we'll be seeing, so how can we update a value inside our set function? Like I'll be taking a variable c is equals to, and I'm going to take 1 2 3, and I'm going to print my variable here. So now I would like to add 4 inside my set function. So how can I add that? So I'll be showing you now. Now I'll be showing you how can you add an element inside your set function. Okay, so I'll be calling my c variable here. So c dot add, so I'm going to add the element here 45, and I'm going to print my c variable. So here you can see I had added the element 45 here. So if I would like to add more elements, like I would like to add more than 3 numbers or 4 numbers, so at that time what can I do? By using add keyword we cannot update those values. So if I execute by using add keyword and 4 comma 44, so I would like to add these 2 numbers inside my set function. So by using this add keyword, so if I execute this, so you can see here add takes only 1 argument, but here we had given 2 arguments here. So for that we can use the keyword called update. By using the update keyword we can update our values, or means you can update more numbers like in different formats. So I'm going to send 45 and 33 and 0, and I would like to give one string also here, hi, how are you, and I'm going to add one tuple also. So you can give anything inside your update keyword. So as I already said, so set is an unordered data type and we can perform mixed data type operations in set function. Okay, so now I'm going to print my C variable. So here you can see, so everything is converted into set function, but every letter and every number is splitted. So each and every number is splitted here, so we can observe clearly. So here apart from 45, 33 and every value here is splitted, every element is splitted here. So that's the main use of this update. Now I would like to remove, I would like to remove 33 3 1 2. So what can I do? So by using remove keyword we can remove only single element. I'd like to remove 33 and I'm going to print C. So you can see by using remove keyword we can remove only single element. So one more keyword is there, discard. So by using this discard also we can remove only one element and I'm going to print my C value. So you can see, but I would like to clear everything inside my set function. So I would like to remove all the elements. So at that time what can I do means, so there is a keyword called c dot clear. So I'm going to call my variable name and I'm going to use the keyword called clear. Now I can print my variable here. So you can see, so I have an empty set now. So inside my set function there is nothing, so it's an empty. And so inside my set function there is, so you can see so these are the operations we can perform by using this set function. So these are the basic operations which will, so these are the operations we can perform by using the set function. So go and play with these keywords and make sure you need to practice it well. So then only you will be getting new ideas also. So now I'll be seeing the intersection and union and difference. That's it. Now we'll be seeing the intersection part. Okay, so I'd like to clear my shell here and I'm going to restart my shell. Yeah, here we'll be taking a is equals to, so I'd like to add some names here, Benny and Candy and Andy and Randy. So this is my set function names inside my first variable A and second variable also Curie and Andrew and Benny. So this is my second set function. Now I'd like to perform union operation. So what will be the output? Okay, so I'd like to call a dot union of B. So you can see here we got Andrew and we got Curie and we got Randy and we got Andy and we got Candy, but we didn't get Benny, because by using this union function it will eliminate the common names which is present in your first set function and your second set function, and it will print the remaining values or it will print the remaining elements. So this is the objective of this union function. Now I would like to do with intersection of B. You can see, so it will print only the Benny name because the most common name is Benny, so that's why the Benny is printed. Now I'd like to do difference of B. So what will happen if I perform difference operations in string format? Okay, So you can see we got Andy, Randy, Candy. Andy, Randy, Candy. Only we got 3 elements. So just observe here clearly. And if I perform B difference of A, B difference of A. So you can see here we got Andrew and Curry. Benny is eliminated. Here you can see I had performed the operations by using first variable name A union of B. If I perform B dot union of A, B dot union of A, so you can see, so it will compare these values from these values. So it will print the values here. So you can see we got Andrew, we got Benny, and we got Randy, and we got Curie, and we got Andy, and we got Candy. So here the Benny value is eliminated. So it will eliminate the same values. Okay. So if I perform same with intersection of A, so you can see we got only Benny. It will print only the common value. Okay. I hope so you are very clear in this. So we had seen a different operations in this set function. So these are mostly using keywords inside this set function. We'll be adding, we'll be updating, and we'll be removing, and we'll be checking the union part, and we'll be checking the intersection part, and we'll be checking the difference part. So these are the main things which we'll be frequently discussing this set functions. I hope you are very clear on this. Now we'll be seeing the conditional statements in Python. So what is the use of these conditional statements? All the things we are going to discuss now. So it will be based on conditions like greater than, less than. So less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. So A not equals to B and B not equals to A. So all these operators will be used in these conditional statements. So first we'll be seeing some basic examples. So I'd like to start with A is equals to 99 and B is equals to 199, and if A less than B, then I'd like to print hello, A value is not less than B. So you can see 99 is less than 199. So this condition is true. So then it will print the statement whatever present inside your if condition. So if I choose elif condition, like I can take a new file here, so it will be easy for us. So I'd like to start with B is equals to 99 and C is equals to 199 and D is equals to 899. Okay, so if A less than B, or sorry, here B less than C or C greater than D, print condition is true, or else I'll be taking print condition is false. So again I'm run my module here, so I'd like to save it. So I'll be saving it as conditional statements 1. Okay, now you can see the result here. Condition is true because here I am performing OR condition, means any one of the condition needs to be true. Okay, so if this condition is true or if this condition is true, so automatically the result will be printed. In case if I use AND operation here, so if I use AND operation, so what will happen? So you can see condition is false because AND operation means both the condition need to be true, both the condition needs to be satisfied, so then only it will print the statement here. So else it will print the statements which is present in your else statement. Okay, now I'd like to take elif condition also. Okay, so I'd like to take elif condition here itself. I'm going to call it elif B less than or equal to C or C greater than or equals to D. Print elif condition. Elif condition. Okay, so I'd like to run it, and so you can see here, so here elif condition. So what is the elif condition means? So inside your if condition we'll be using the nested if condition here. So okay, it's an elif condition. So here I'll be checking the conditions here. So B less than or equal to C means 99 less than or equal to 199. So if this condition becomes true, or C greater than or equals to D means 99 is greater than or equals to 899. So in here any one case, so here any one case becomes true, so automatically it will print the statements which is present in your elif statement. Else it will comes out of the statement, so automatically it will give the statement in else condition. So this is the main objective of these conditional statements, and in my background I had kept it in editing mode, so which is discussed in our last topic called set functions. So once the editing is finished, so automatically the video will be opened in my Internet Explorer, so ignore it. Okay, so this is the main thing of this conditional statement. So I didn't drag it too muchly because I'd like to explain you the concepts very clearly and with little examples. Okay, so this is the main objective of these conditional statements. I hope you are clear on this. Now we'll be discussing while loop. Okay, so what is the use of this while loop? So I'll be telling you. So I had taken a variable b here, so I would like to call while b less than or equals to 99. So I'm going to print a statement here. Condition is true. Okay, so now I'd like to run this. So if I execute the program, you'll get to know. So here I'm going to print an infinite print statement here, because here I had given the condition here. So while 99 less than or equal to 99, so once the condition comes here, so automatically it will print the statements which is present inside your while loop. So it's an infinite statements we can print by using this while loop condition. So now I would like to stop it. So go to shell and press restart shell. So you can see here, so it's an infinite number of statements you can print by using this condition. Now I would like to print only the one statements once the condition becomes true. So I would like to print only the one statement. Okay, so at that time what can I do means, so I can use the break statement here. So I'd like to give the break statement here. So you can see we got only one statement here. So if I choose any random number here, so while b less than or equals to 10, 9 less than or equals to 10. Okay, so you can see we got only one condition here. Say if I remove break condition, okay, so if I remove break condition here, so you can see it will be an infinite statements will be printed here. So I'd like to restart my shell here. Okay, so make sure if you are working with while loop means, so make sure you need to use the break keyword, and it will be worked based on the condition. Okay, so it will work based on the condition statements. Make sure if you are working with while loop means use the break statement. Okay, so depends on your requirement only. So I'll be not recommending you always you can use the break statement or continue statement, but depends on your requirement, so you need to use it. Like once the condition becomes true means, so you'd like to break the statement here itself, so you can use the break statement. So if you want to print an infinite statements means, so you can remove this break statement, so automatically you can print your infinite statements by using this while loop condition. So this is the main objective of this while loop condition. So now we'll be seeing the for loop condition. Now we'll be discussing for loop. It is used for iterating over a sequence, that is either a list or a tuple or a dictionary. With for loop we can execute set of statements one for each item in the data. Okay, so these are basic points regarding this for loop. Now I'll execute a program, so at the time you'll get to know. So first I would like to create a list here. So a is equals to, I can take names, name 1, name 2, name 3. Okay, so here I'm going to print my variable. I'm going to run my program. So here you can see we got our output in list format. Now we'll be using for loop condition here. So for a, or I can take the variable v, or I can take for b in a, and I'm going to print my b value. So you can see, so just observe the difference here. So here we had created a list, and inside the list we had passed the names called name1, name2, name3. If I execute this list, so we got the output in list format. So we got the output in list format. Now we got the output in sequential format. Okay, so this is the main use of this for loop condition. So wherever if you use for loop condition, so then you will get the output in a sequential manner. Okay, so I would like to print the numbers from 1 to 10 or 1 to 100. So manually, if I use a list, or if I use a tuple, or if I use the print statement also, so I need to type from 1, 2, 3, 4 along up to 100 numbers or 1000 numbers. So it depends on the requirement. But in for loop, we can easily print those values. Okay, so for C in range, so I'm going to give the range here. So for loop 0 to 20. Okay, so I'm going to print my C. So you can see we got the output here up to 19 we got, because here the index position is always starts from 0. Okay, so if you count, then 20 numbers will be there. So 0 means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So total 20 numbers are there. So here I had given the range 0 to 20. So if you want to print the numbers from 0 to 100 or 0 to 1000 also, you can print by using this for loop condition. Okay, so if you have a string, okay, I can take a string here. So a is equals to, I'm going to give a string, or else directly I'll be passing a string here for v in Vardhan. So print v. So here I'm going to pass the string directly in for loop condition. Okay, so for v in Vardhan. Okay, now I'm going to print my v. So here you can see each and every letter is printed in sequential manner like this. So you can give any string here. So if you have any variable name, okay, so if you have any variable name means, so here we had given the variable name, right, a. So a in the sense, inside our a we have our list name 1, name 2, name 3. So if you give that variable name here, so the condition will be worked. But here what I did is, so directly I had given my name here instead of string format. Directly I had given my name, so that's why we got a name error. So name is not defined. So here I had given my name in string format, so automatically we got the output here. I hope so you are clear in this. So by using for loop, we can get the output in a sequential manner, whether it will be a string or it will be a number, so whatever it may be. So you can do operations in this for loop. So now we'll be seeing, here we'll be seeing nested for loop. Okay, so what is a nested for loop means? So first we'll be creating a list here. So I can take some names here. So cricket and football, and hockey. Okay, B. running and on PUBG and gaming. So here I'll be applying nested for loop condition, means I'll be using double for loop statements here. So clearly observe here. So for V in A, and I'm going to use one more for loop condition here for C in B. For C in B. Okay. So just observe here. So previously we had used only single for loop condition. So after that we'll be printing our variable name. Now we'll be using double for loop conditions here. Okay. So this is the first condition and this one is the second condition. Now I'm going to print A comma B. Okay. So you can see we got our output. So you can clearly observe here. First I had created a variable V here. So you can take any variable here. So it will go to this first variable and it will print the statements which is present inside your first variable. Now again the nested for loop means, so we'll be using one more condition after this statement. So here I had taken the variable C. So you can take any variable here. So you can give your variable name which is present here. So just print your statements. So you got your output. So you can see here it is printed up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 times the nested for loop condition is repeated. So like this you can perform n number of operations by using these nested for loop conditions. Now by using this for loop we'll be printing even numbers and odd numbers based on the if condition statements. Now I'll be using for loop condition and I'll be using if condition statement. Okay, so first I'll be taking a for loop here. So for I in range, so I'll be taking the range 20. Okay, so I'll be taking the range 20 here. So if I divided by 2 is equals to 0, okay, the remainder is 0, then print I. So you can see here we got our even numbers. So it will print the even numbers up to 20. Okay, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, because the even number condition is the remainder need to be 0. Okay, so if condition for even number is remainder needs to be 0, now we'll be printing odd numbers. So same, I would like to take I in range. So I would like to take 20 only. So I'm going to take 20. If I divided by 2 is equals to 1. Now I'll be printing my I value. So here you can see we got odd numbers, because for odd numbers the remainder always will be 1. So by using these conditions we can print our even numbers and we can print our odd numbers. I hope you are clear in this. So make sure if you are going to an interview means, so they will be asking you, so how can you print an even number and how can you print an odd number by using this for loop condition. So this is a very basic thing they will be asking you. So these are the conditions. So make sure you need to remember the conditions. So and you need to remember the if condition first, and after that you need to remember the for loop condition and you need to remember the range. That's it. So we completed our for loops. Now we'll be moving on to this further topics called introduction to OOPS concept, and we'll be seeing inheritance and polymorphism, method overloading, method overriding, and we'll be seeing some more topics also. Now in this session we'll be discussing introduction to OOPS concept. So before going to this OOPS concept, so first you need to know what is a class and what is a def method and what is an built-in init function and what is an object. All the things you need to know. In a class, Python is an object-oriented programming language. Everything in Python is an object with its properties and methods. A class is like a object constructor. So these are the basic points regarding the class. So now we'll be creating a class here. So now onwards, so if you are going to work with class methods and def methods. So I will not recommend you to work on this Python shell, because if you execute a bit line of code like I'll be showing you, so a is equals to 9, so I had given a question mark here, so it's an invalid syntax. So in Python shell, so you cannot edit this code, so you cannot get back to this code, so again you need to type all the code. So if you use the py file, so you can easily edit your code and you can easily identify your errors. I hope you are clear in this. So now onwards I'll be recommended you only the py file, because the class file code will be up to 6 to 7 lines, so it depends on the requirement we'll be using. So if you are working with class methods and def methods, and if you are working with oops concepts, so I'll be recommended you to use only this py file. So I won't recommend you to work on this Python shell, so it only recommended for arithmetic operations. So apart from that, you cannot execute a long length of codes in this Python shell, and you can execute bit line of code about this for loop and basic if condition statements you can execute in this Python shell, because there will be an only 2 to 3 lines of code. But coming to this class and def methods, so there will be an nearly 10 to 15 lines of code. It depends on our requirements, so we'll be working on it. And now we'll be seeing how to create a class and how to create a function. Okay, so class. So for creating a class, you need to use the keyword called class. So make sure it is a lowercase letters, and you can give your class name. So I'm going to give my class name is Andy, and I'm going to close it, and this is my class name Andy. And now I'm going to create a method name here. So I'm going to create a property name. So because in my class, so I'd like to give a property name here. So a1 is equals to 19, and I'm going to create an object here. So make sure once you creating an object means this object should be aligned to this class name. Okay, so I'm going to create a object p is equals to, and I'm going to call my class name, and I'm going to print my p value here. So p dot a1. Okay, so I'm going to run my program, and I'll be saving it as class basic example. Yeah, example, class basic example. I'm going to save it, and you can see here, so we got the output. So here I had created a class called Andy. Inside that I had created a variable a1 is equals to 19, and again here I had created a object is p, and for this object I had assigned my class name. And now I'm going to use this print method to print the value of my class. So here I'm going to call my object name, and here I had called my variable name. So this is the basic example of this class method. Now we'll be seeing how to create a def method and some more examples. Till now we had created a class, and we had passed some values inside this class function. So now we'll be creating a def method, and by using this built-in init function. So what is this built-in init function means? So it is always executed when the class being initiated. So it will be automatically called every time the class being used to create a new object. Okay, so I'll create a def method here. So I'm going to remove all this. So I'm going to work with Andy class only. So I'm going to create a def method. So define and initiating. So first we'll be passing the keyword called self. So it is a standard keyword self, and I'm going to pass hobby, and I'm going to pass the interest. Okay, so here I had created a def method, and inside that I had passed the keyword self, and here I had passed the name hobby and had passed the name interest. So you can pass anything here. So like you can pass any variable here, like you can pass a b c, so whatever the variables you want you can pass it. And if you want to assign the names also, you can pass the names here. So depends on your requirement. Okay, so now I'm going to calling my object names here. Now I'm going to call my def method values here. So self dot hobby is equals to hobby and self dot interest is equals to interest. And now I'm going to create an object here. So I'm going to create an object and I'm going to create with the letter V. V is equals to, and I'm going to call my class name. So I'm going to call my class name. So inside that class name I'm going to pass the hobby and interest values here. So I'm going to pass hobby gamer. So his hobby is gamer and interest is IT job. IT job. Okay, now I'm going to print my object name here. So v dot hobby. So v dot hobby, and I'm going to print one more value here, v dot interest. Yeah, now I'm going to run this module and click on OK. So you can see here, so we had created our class, and inside that we had created a def init built-in function. So inside that we had passed the values and with the parameter called self. So by using this self keyword we are going to call our argument values here, and I had created an object called v, and I'm going to assign my class name here, and inside that class name I'm going to assign the values of these parameters. So here I had assigned the value gamer and here assigned the value called IT job. So now I'm going to printing my object values here. So v dot hobby and v dot interest. So this is the very basic example regarding this class and def methods. So if you are clear in this, so make sure you will be easily understand the upcoming concepts. In this session we are going to discussing about inheritance. So first we'll be discussing the theoretical part. So it provides the reusability of a code. We do not need to write the same code again and again. So it also allows us to add more features to a class without modifying. So we'll be having here two classes. So one is the upper class and one is the lower class. So by using this lower class we can access all the upper class methods. So this is the very basic introduction to inheritance concept. So now we'll be looking the coding part. So first I'll be creating a class here. So I'm going to create the class A, and I'm going to def the init built-in function. So actually it's not mandatory, but if we practice from now onwards, so it will be very helpful for you. Okay, so I'm going to print the statement hello, I'm good, and I'm going to define one more method here. So I'm going to take any method name. So you can assume any method name here. So as of now I'll be taking cool method name, and I'm going to pass the parameter self, and I'm going to give the name hey where are you. So this is the random statements I am going to pass here. So I'm going to create one more method, okay method name, and I'm going to print okay. So till now we had created our class A. So inside our class A we have three methods, and what is the built-in init function, and another one is I had created the method name called cool. Inside that I had passed some print statements, and another method name is okay. Inside that I had passed the print statement. Now I'll be creating the base class. Okay, so class B of A. So now here you can clearly observe I had created a class B. Inside this I had passed my class A. So if I pass the class A value here, so automatically I can access all these elements in this class B itself. Okay, so I'll be creating some method names here. So after that you can easily understand. So I'll be creating methods, and with the self keyword now I'm going to print cool, I'm also good, and I'm going to create one more method, thank you, and print. Okay. Okay. So now what I am doing is, so I'll be creating an object here. So I'll be creating a object. So I'm going to access my B class. Okay. So I'm going to access my B class. So I'm going to run this program and clearly check here. I'm going to save it. Inherit. Inherit. And yeah, you can see here. So we got our first statement. Cool, I'm also good. Okay, so now I'll be calling my object name. So a dot, so if I press control plus space, so automatically you can get all the methods inside your both classes. Okay, so just type your object name and press dot and press control plus space, so automatically it will display the methods which you can access here. Okay, so I'll be accessing my upper class method. So I'll be calling my cool method here. So you can see, hi, hey, where are you? So I'm going to call my okay method, and you can see okay, and I'm going to call my thank you method, and I'm going to call my thank you method. So you can see we got all the outputs here. So by using this base class, we can access all the upper class elements. So this is the very basic examples regarding this inheritance concept. So I hope you are very clear in this. So if you are clear in this, means you can easily understand the different modules and difficult programs also in inheritance, because the concept will be very same. So in a class we'll be having a set of statements here. In B class also we'll be having set of statements. So if you want to access a third class, so if you want to access a third class also, so you can create your third class, so you can access your A class elements and you can access your B class elements. So the concept will be very same in inheritance, but the coding format will be different. So if you are working with advanced modules, or if you are working with a bit of mathematical code, means so the values and the format will be differ, but concept will be very same in inheritance. Make sure finally we'll be creating an object. So finally we'll be creating an object and we'll be calling our class name. So which class you would like to access. By using this class method, so you can access all your methods in your upper class and lower class. I hope you are very clear in this. Now in this session we are going to discuss about polymorphism. What is the use of this polymorphism and what is polymorphism in Python? So polymorphism means one name, many forms. Like here I had written two classes, so you can clearly observe. So class A and class B. Inside my class A I have two def methods, and inside my class B also I have two def methods. So here I had written roughly, so I'll be explaining you clearly, so no need to worry about that. So here in def1 method we'll be having some print statements. In def2 method also we'll be having some print statements, and in class B also in def method 1 also will be having print statements. In def method 2 also will be having some print statements. So finally what I am be doing here is, so I'll be creating an object here. So I'll be creating an object A. So I'll be assigning with class A. Okay, so I'll be assigning with class A, and I'll be creating one more object. So I'll be assigning with class B. Okay, so I'll be taking for loop here for C in A comma B. So here I'll be passing my objects A comma B. So finally I'll be calling my method names, method 1 and C dot method 2. So we'll be getting an output. So we'll be getting both outputs. So inside our class A we'll have two methods, right? So in console we'll be getting this print statements and these print statements. So if I execute a program, so you'll be getting a clear idea about this polymorphism concept. So I'll be taking a new file here. So here I'll be taking class bike. Okay, so I'll be taking class bike. So inside this I'll be typing method name called bike name. So I'll be passing the self parameter. So I'll be giving print statement bike name is Yamaha RX 100. So this is my first print statement. Now I'll be going to the bike speed. So bike speed is print maximum speed is 80 kmph. Okay, so this is my first method and this is my first class. Now I'll be creating one more class here, super bike. def bike name. Bike name I'll be taking here, and print bike name is BMW. So BMW bike, and bike speed. Bike speed. Print bike speed is 160 kmph. Sorry, here 160 kmph. Okay. Now I'll be creating an objects here. So I'll be taking a object is equals to, so I'll be assigning my first class, and I'll be taking b object, so I'll be assigning my second class. Okay. Now I'll be taking a for loop here, so I'll be taking for loop, and I'll be taking the letter with C in. I'll be passing my objects here, so C dot bike name and C dot bike speed, and here. Now I'll be saving it, and I'll be running the program. Yeah. Poly 1. So you can see here, so we got our output. So in my first method name, we'll be having bike name is Yamaha RX100 and bike speed is 80 kmph. And here I had created one more class called superbike. So here also I had passed the same method names, but the print statements are different. And finally I had called my objects, and I had called them my method names only. Here I am not calling my class names. So you need to remember, in polymorphism you will be calling your method names. Okay. So finally we got our output by using our method names itself. So I hope so you are very clear in this. So here, by comparing this raw program to this program, so you'll be getting a clear idea about this. So I'll be updating this code in GitHub, so you can go through there and get that code. Thank you. Now in this session we are going to discuss about method overriding. So we'll be discussing what is the use of this overriding, so how can we implement this overriding method, all the things we are going to discuss now. Process of re-implementing a method in the child class is known as method overriding, accessing the assets from the upper class to the base class. Okay, so I'll be explaining you here. So here we'll be having class here, right? So inside that we have some methods. Now by using this class B, we can access our class A methods. So that's the main objective of this method overriding. So first we'll be seeing the code, and after that we'll be seeing some more points. Okay, so I'll be creating a new file here, and I'll be creating a class bike my dad bike. Okay, so I'll be creating a class here, my dad bike, and I'll be passing the method names bike self, and I'll be printing bike is so my dad will give bike to me. Okay, and I'll be giving bike owner. Print my dad is the bike owner. So this is our first class. So now I'll be creating my second class here. So class me. Okay, so I'll be taking the class name itself here is me, and I'll be passing my first class method name here. So first class name here, my dad bike. Okay, now I'll be printing the statements here. So def I'll be bike print, and I have bike, bike owner, print. I am also owner to this bike. Okay, so till now we had created two classes, and now here I had created a class called me, and inside this I had posted this first class name here, because by using this base class I can access all the elements which is present in the upper class. Okay, now I'll be creating an object here. So I'll be creating an object. A is equals to my dad bike, and B is equals to me. Okay, me, and I'll be passing dad bike. And okay, so in background we got one window. So actually in last session we had discussed about polymorphism. So once I finish that video, so I'll be kept in editing mode. So after finishing of this editing, so automatically it will opening this Internet Explorer, so it will give the result on this Internet Explorer. So I'll be closing it. So sorry for the disturbance. If I forgot to kept editing mode means, so I'll be forgetting the concepts, so where I need to insert those concepts in the middle of the course. So that's why I'll be keep on editing the videos, so one by one itself. So after completion of one video I'll be keep on editing the another video itself. So I'll be doing the editing simultaneously, so you need to ignore on this, so please ignore on this. So I'll be creating object B here, so I'll be calling my class me, and inside that I had passed my class A element. Now I'll be running this program, and I'll be running this program method overriding. Okay, so method overriding. Now me takes no argument. Okay, so I'll be removing it and I'll be running it. So here now I'll be calling my first object called A, not here in this console. So clearly you can observe here A dot, and you can see here, so I got bike owner. Okay, so I'll be calling my bike, and you can see my dad will give bike to me. So this is my first object. Now I'll be calling my B here, so B object. So I'll be calling my B object. So inside this also you can see I have same method names. So I'll be calling my method 2 name. So you'll be getting to know. So I am also owner to this bike. So you can clearly observe. So I am also owner to this bike. So if I give any method name here, so if I give any method name, another method name, so I'll be giving bikes. Okay, so I'll be giving bikes here. So I'll be printing owners. So just to say a random statement, and we can run this module. Now if I call b dot, so you can see I can access three methods which is present inside my first class method called my dad bike. So inside this I have three methods, because here I am accessing all the elements of my dad bike. Okay, by using this child class you can access all your parent class elements. So this is about the overriding method. Okay, so like this you can override your methods, and you can, so what is the use of this overriding means, so you can simply edit your code, or you can write the code inside your parent class. Okay, so that's the main use of this method overriding. So I'll be calling my methods B, and you can see owners. So here I have taken very random statement here. So like this you can do multiple examples on this method overriding. So now I'll be telling one small story to you. When I am in 10th standard, I don't have bike, but my father have bike. So at that time I supposed to tell them, so I have bike. Here I am using my father asset, because my father will give that bike to me. So on the day onwards I'll be telling to all of my friends, so I'll be having my bike. So I'll be using my father's bike, right? So that's why I'll be telling here. Like this you can access all your assets of your first class element by using the second class elements. I hope you are very clear in this. So if you have any doubts on this, you can make a comment and I'll update your queries. Thank you. Now in this session we are going to discuss about method overloading. So in method overloading, method names will be same but arguments are different. Assume if you have a class and having two same method names, in that method names you will be having different number of parameters. Okay, so that's the main objective of this method overloading. So now I'll be discussing very basic example in this method overloading concept. So now I'll be performing multiplication operation on this method over. So first I'm going to create a class and I'm going to assign with the name multiply. So first I'm going to define a method and initiating the built-in function. I'm going to pass the parameters self a comma b, and I'm going to call self dot a is equals to a, self dot b is equals to b. So now here I'm going to create one more method. So here I'm going to perform multiplication operation, right? So I'm going to define the method with mul and I'm going to pass the parameter self and I'm going to pass a is equals to none, b is equals to none, c is equals to none. Okay, now I'm going to define the variable m is equals to 0. Now I'm going to taking if condition here. If a not equals to 0 and b not equals to, I can take instead of 0 I can take none. Okay, a not equals to none and b not equals to none and c not equals to none. Okay, so now I'm going to give the condition here, m is equals to a into b into c. So this is the first condition I'm going to give here. So if this condition satisfy means, so I'm going to perform the multiplication operation with three numbers. Okay, now I'm going to take another elif condition here. So I'm going to take elif a not equals to none and b not equals to none. Okay, so if this condition satisfies, so I'm going to give m is equals to a into b. Now I'm going to return the m value, right? So I'm going to return m value. So I'm going to return m. So here I'm going to return my m value. So now I'm going to create an object here. So I'm going to create m1 is equals to, now I'm going to call my class name multiply and I'm going to pass the parameters, two parameters I'm going to pass. So I'm going to pass the values here 43 comma 22 and now I'm going to printing my object here. So printing my object, so in that object I'm going to call my method name called multiply mul. So here I'm going to pass three parameters. So here I'm going to pass three parameters 12, 12, 12. Okay, I'm going to close it. Now I'm going to save it and method overload. So we got an error here. So you can see uni indent does not match any outer indent level. So make sure if you are working with Python means, so make sure you need to take off your indent block errors. Okay, so I'm going to click on OK. So now I'll be rectifying. So I'm going to run my program again and so we got an error, uni indent does not match any outer indent level here. So now you need to take care of these indent block errors. So how can you take care of this indent block error means, so while you are using any return statements in your program, so make sure that return statement must be inside of your method. So for that, so go to this if condition statement. So just press tab and come to next line and just press tab and come to this next line also and just press tab. So here also press tab and here also just press tab. So you can see, so we got our code format here. So first if condition and elif condition and the return statement. So if you get any type of indent block errors means, so go to the previous line and if you are getting the indent block function, so if you place your return statement here or here, then make sure you'll be getting an error in your program and it won't execute. So if your program is correct also, so it won't give the output. So make sure you need to remember that. So just press tab here and that's it. So I'm going to run my program here. So you can see here we got our output and the output is 728 because here I had posted the 3 parameters. So the first condition will satisfy, so it will execute the statements which is present under the if condition. So okay, so 12 into 12 into 12, so 12 cube. So make sure the output is 728 and I hope you are very clear in this. So again I'm telling you, so if you are working with Python and if you are getting indent block error means, so make sure the return statement should be inside your def function. So if you are getting any error means, so go to this format also and check these options indent and indent reserve. So it will be very helpful to you as a beginner. I hope so you are very clear in this. So if you have any doubts on this method overloading also, so you can make a comment and I'll update your queries. Thank you. Now in this session we are going to discuss about selenium testing. So first we'll be seeing the quick introduction about this selenium and we'll be seeing what is the difference between manual and automation. In selenium there are 3 modules: selenium IDE, selenium RC and selenium WebDriver. But nowadays no one is preferring selenium IDE and selenium RC. It's an outdated versions. By using this selenium WebDriver we can test our web applications. So it is working fine or not, we can test our web applications by using this selenium. By using selenium we can automate our web pages and we can test our web pages. For an example, so if you have 100 users of data and you would like to reach those 100 users of data in Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, so what we'll do normally, so normally we'll be typing all the information in keyboard. But by using selenium, by using Python selenium scripts, so we can do 100 users of data registration at a time with minor modifications. That sounds great, right? So that's the main use of this selenium testing. And before going to this selenium testing, so you need to download some supporting files for Python selenium test scripts. Okay, so first you need to navigate the URL called seleniumhq.org. so if you want more information about this, so you can see here, so you can read it about it, so if you have time. By using selenium testing also, so we can do cross browser testing. Like this website is open in my Google Chrome browser, so the same website I can open in my Firefox browser and the same website I can open my Opera browser. So all the things I can do it in a single shot by using this Python selenium scripts. And you can navigate the same URL in mobile application also, so you can navigate the same URL in mobile also, so mobile web application. So all the things we can do with selenium WebDriver only. So we'll be not using selenium IDE and selenium RC here, and we'll be moving on to this downloads tab. So if you are working with Java means, so make sure you need to download selenium standalone server and you need to download this Java supported file. And if you are working with Python means, so you can download this Java Python selenium file and you need to download the Google Chrome driver and the Mozilla Firefox driver and Microsoft Edge driver and Opera driver. So depends on your requirement, you can do it. And for downloading the Google Chrome driver, so just click on here. So once you click on here, so you can see the list of versions. So you can see here, so they have list of version here. So this is the stable release and this is the beta release. So I'm going to click on this stable release. And if you are downloading the latest version means, so make sure your browser also need to be the latest version. So if your browser is not the latest version and if you are using the Chrome version is an degraded version like 47 version or 46 version and it's the older version browser if you are using, and if you are using the Google Chrome driver newer version means, so it won't support you. So it is an compatible issues, so there will be incompatible issues to your browser. So make sure if you are downloading the Google Chrome driver means, so make sure you need to work with latest Google Chrome driver only. Okay, so if you are looking for Mac OS means, so you can go through this Mac OS. So if you are working with Linux OS means, so you can go through with Linux, and I'm going to working with Windows only, right? So I'm going to click on here, and once you click on here, so go to downloads tab, and you can see here we had downloaded our Chrome driver. So I'll be extracting it in a folder. Actually, I'll be moving on to this location, so it will be very easy for us. You can see here, so I had downloaded the Google Chrome driver, and I'm going to extract it into a folder, and I'm going to open it. So this is my Google Chrome driver which I had downloaded from seleniumhq.org. So once you download this Google Chrome driver, so then only you can automate your web pages. Till now we had downloaded our Google Chrome driver. So now I'll be moving on to this an IDE. So I'll be preferring Eclipse IDE because I am very familiar with Eclipse IDE. So while working with Python Selenium test scripts, so I'll be showing you that now. So how can you download Eclipse IDE means, so go to this Google and search for Eclipse IDE download for Windows. So you can see, so this is the first link. You need to navigate. So I'll be closing it for a bit. So you can see Eclipse IDE for Java developers. So you'll be getting a doubt here. So this for Java plugin. So why I am preferring this means, so in Eclipse IDE, so we can install our Python plugin. So I'll show you that also. So how can you install Python plugin in Eclipse IDE? Because Eclipse IDE is very user friendly, because I'm very familiar with Eclipse IDE. So if you are familiar with PyCharm, and if you are familiar with Python ideally, so if you are familiar with Anaconda, so you can use any version, so you can use any IDEs. So depends on your requirement, you can use it. So for video purpose I'll be showing you. So once you navigate this URL, so you can see here, so go to this button, so click on this download 64-bit. So once you download this file, so it's an executable file, and you can install it like next, and you can specify the folder path, and you can click on finish. So that's it. So this is the installation process. So if you want the complete installation process means, so I'll be placing a code at the top of here, because I had shown how can you install Python plugin in Eclipse IDE also. I will show you now also. So if you need an additional help, so you can go through that code, or you can find the link in description, so you can watch that video also. So it will be very helpful for you, so if you are a beginner. Okay, so now I'll be moving on to Eclipse IDE. I had opened my Eclipse IDE here. So once you open your Eclipse launcher means, so at the first time itself, so it will be asking you the workspace, so where you would like to save all your Eclipse files. So I had given the path here, so you can give any path like according to your requirement, so you can give the path here. So just click on the browse, and you can specify your folder path here. So I'm going to click on launch. See here, so this is my Eclipse IDE, and here I'm going to work on different modules. So it's my requirement, so because I'll be having different types of works in my Eclipse IDE for these Python Selenium scripts. So for this video purpose, I'm going to show you all the things right now. So here I'm going to show you the first thing. So you need to install the Python plugin. So go to this help menu and go to this Eclipse market space. Okay, so it will open an GUI here. So it will be taking some time, so it depends on your net speed. So once the GUI is open, so make sure you need to type the command called Python. So once you type the Python, so scroll down here, and you can see PyDev Python IDE for Eclipse 7.20. So make sure you need to install this plugin. So once you click on install, so automatically the plugin will be installed. So it will be asking you to restart the Eclipse IDE. So once you click on that OK, so automatically the Eclipse IDE will be restored and the Python plugin will be installed in your machine. Okay, so like this you can install Python plugin to your Eclipse IDE. I hope so you are clear in this. Okay, so if you have any doubts till now, so you can make a comment in comment section and I'll update your queries. So now we'll be moving on to this Python first test script. Okay, so how you can automate the web pages, all the things I'm going to show you now. Now we'll be seeing, okay, so I'm going to click on cancel and now, so go to this file menu and click on new and click on the PyDev project. So if you install Eclipse IDE normally, so this option will be not visible to you. So if you install Python plugin, so then only this option will be visible to you. Okay, so just click on PyDev project and give the project name. So I'll be giving test script. Okay, so test script I'll be giving and I'm going to go next and I'll be creating as a new folder and click on OK. So you can see here, so at the bottom the new folder is created and I'm going to extract that folder. So inside that also there is no files, so only the interpreter is there. So that's the Anaconda plugin and I'm going to create a new package here and I'm going to create a new PyDev package. So I'm going to give the package name test. Okay, so once you create a package, so automatically one py file will be created, so Python file will be created. So if you don't want that Python file means, so you can create a new file like PyDev module and you can give the name here, so test1. Okay, so you can see here, so it will be asking you the modules, so like which test you would like to perform. Like if you want to perform unit test and you need only the class name and you need only the main section and you need the unit test with setup and teardown. So you can select anything according to your requirement, but I'm going to select as an empty template. Okay, so I'm going to click on OK. So till now we had created a py file in our Eclipse IDE. So now I'm going to work with Selenium. So for that you need to import a statement called from Selenium import WebDriver. So from Selenium import WebDriver. So now the thing starts here. Now we'll be using the Google Chrome driver which we had downloaded from the seleniumhu.org. So we'll be using that file here. So for that, so you need to create a variable. So driver is equals to WebDriver dot driver is equals to WebDriver dot Chrome. So you need to give the Chrome because we are going to work with Chrome driver only. So I'm going to open the parentheses. I'm going to give the executable path. So here I'm going to specify the path of that Google Chrome driver. So I'm going to check the, wait a minute, so I'm going to check the properties here. Yeah, properties, and you can see, so this is my path. So I'm going to copy it and I'm going to paste it here and I'm going to give one slash and I'm going to mention the application name also. So I'm going to, so here I'm going to mention the application name also, so Chrome driver, and it's an executable file. So it's an executable file and make sure you need to give the correct path here. So if you give double slashes here, so it will be very good for you because you won't get any compatibility issues or you won't get any minor error also. So if you give double forward slashes here, and I'm going to navigate the URL. The first URL is driver.get. So I'd like to navigate to HTTP and I'm going to navigate www.gmail.com. Okay, so I'd like to navigate to gmail.com and make sure you need to give this URL correctly. Okay, so make sure you need to give that URL correctly. And instead of Gmail, so I'll be having my own website. So I'm going to give my own website. So Python labs.in. So this is my own website, and I'm going to remove the .com. So this is my own website. Okay, so till now we had imported our Selenium WebDriver statement, and we had used the Google Chrome driver path, and we are going to navigate a URL. So this is a very simple thing, and I'm going to run it. Now I'm going to run it. So you can see the icon here. So it's a play button. So just click on here, and you can go to this run as Python unit test. So it will be taking some time, so depends on your net speed, and you do not do anything here. So make sure it will be open your Google Chrome driver, and it will give the result. Okay, so we got an error here. So what's that error? So as a beginner, you will be getting a lot of errors in this Python Selenium. Okay, so we'll be seeing Google Chrome driver. Yeah, I had given the path correctly. Okay, I'll be changing the path here. So you can see here, so just I had replaced my Google Chrome driver. So I had degraded my Chrome driver, and I had downloaded the same driver file from seleniumhq.org, and I had given the path here. So without wasting the time, so I didn't show that part, and I'm going to run it as Python unit test. So if I show that error also, so the time will be very lengthy for this process, so that's why I didn't show that. So here the result will be opened. So you can see here, so we got our result. So here I didn't done anything, so just I had replaced the path, and again I had downloaded the Chrome driver from the official website seleniumhq.org. So just I had degraded the Chrome driver, means I had downloaded the 74 version or 73 version, so I didn't remember that. So just I had replaced this Chrome driver. So that's it. So we had navigated the URL called Python labs.in. So this is my official website, and you can see, so we got our result in the Google Chrome driver. So this is the very basic example, and this is the first test script in Python Selenium. Okay, so if you practice it well, so it will be very helpful for you. I hope so you are clear in this. So if you have any doubts till now, so you can make a comment, and I'll update your queries. So now I'll be showing you some more interesting commands in this Python Selenium test. So I'm going to close it. So here, so I would like to open this URL inside the web browser. So after completion of the navigation, so I would like to close my browser. Automatically I would like to close my browser. So here I would like to transfer one more URL. So I would like to here I would like to navigate one more URL here, say http, and I'm going to give google.com. okay, so after navigating, so I'm going to print URLs are navigated successfully. So URLs are navigated successfully. Okay, so finally I'm going to give the command driver.quit. So what is the use of this quit? So it will close and it will quit the entire browser. So it won't run in background, so it will quit the entire browser. So once the task is completed, so automatically the browser will be closed. That's it. Okay, so I'm going to stop the program here. So again I'm going to run it as Python. Okay, so I'm going to save it first, Control S. Now run as Python unit test. So you can clearly observe now, first Python labs.in is navigated, and automatically it is navigated to google.com, and finally the driver is closed. Okay, so you can see the print statement also. So you can see URLs are navigated successfully. Okay, so like this you can do Python automation on Python. You can call it as Python Selenium testing. and you can call it as Python web automation testing. By using Selenium, we can test our web applications. So if you want some more tutorials on this Python Selenium testing, so go through my channel and see. I had created a playlist also for this Python Selenium tutorials, so you can watch it. And if you need any further tutorials also, so you can ask me in a comment section and I'll update your queries as soon as possible. Thank you. So till now we had seen Python introduction and Python crash course for beginners, and we had seen Python Selenium testing. So in further Python Selenium testing, in further modules we'll be seeing some more interesting topics called Python pandas and Python regular expressions, and we'll be seeing some more modules which is important for this course. And we'll be seeing Python Django basics, and we'll be seeing Python Tkinter module, and finally we'll be concluding the topic with list comprehensions. That's it. Now in this session we are going to discuss about Numpy module, Numpy library in Python. So first we'll be seeing some theoretical points. So after that we'll be moving on to this programming part. Okay. So Numpy, which stands for numerical Python, is a library consisting of multi-dimensional array objects and a collection of routines for processing those arrays. Okay. By using this Numpy module, so we can create single dimensional array or multiple dimensional array. So I'll be calling as 2-dimensional array, 3-dimensional array. So you can create n number of arrays, so if you want. Okay, using Numpy we can perform mathematical operations and arithmetic operations also we can perform by using this Numpy module. So how can you install your Numpy package means, so Numpy library means, so just type this command pip install Numpy. So if you are a Windows user, and if you are a Linux user, so just type this command. So where you need to type this command pip install Numpy means, so go to your Python installation folder. So this is my Python installation folder, and I'm going to move on the scripts folder. So just open command window here and give the command called pip install Numpy. So you can see requirement is already satisfied. So if you are a new user, and you are trying to install Numpy means, so automatically it will download the relevant files here itself, and finally it will give the result like this. So successfully Numpy package is installed in your machine. Okay, like this you can install your Numpy library. Now we'll be moving on to this programming part. So I'm going to open IDLE. So IDLE, and here I'm going to import my, okay, so I'll be working on with new file only, so it will be easy for us. Import Numpy as np, and here I'm going to create a variable a is equals to 1 2 3 4, and I'm going to call my Numpy statement, and I'm going to use the array. Okay, so just observe here, and I'm going to print my variable run a module, save it as p1. So you can see, so we got the output in a single dimensional array, so it's an 1D array. So we didn't got your output in list format, so you can clearly observe. So in list format each element is separated by comma operator, but in this Numpy, so it is an not separated by comma operator, so it is an one-dimensional array. So I'll be calling as 1D matrices. So now I'm going to create a 2-dimensional array here. So for that, so you can give one square bracket here, and you can give the comma operator, and you can give numbers here. So 11, 22, 44 and 66, and I'm going to close it. Okay, so now I'm going to run my module, click on OK. So you can see, so this is a 2-dimensional array. Okay, I'll be showing you one more thing here. So here I'll be showing you one more thing. So till now we had created our 1-dimensional array, and we had created our 2-dimensional array. So now I'll be showing you in our output, we'll be getting the output as list format. So okay, so how can we get that means, so if you do any mistake in your Numpy program, so I'll be giving one more letter here. So instead of here, so I'll be giving here 8, and I'm going to run module, click on OK. So you can see we got the output in the list format. So why we got this list format output means. So here you can clearly observe, so whenever you are going to work with Numpy module, so make sure the number of elements, so here the first place should be less than to the second place. Okay, so here we have 4 elements, so if you give 5 elements here, so automatically it will be converted into list format. So here in case, so if you give 5 elements here and if you give 4 elements, so as well if you give 4 elements here means, so you can just run the program and click on OK. So here also we got the same output. So make sure the elements, so the number of elements which you are sending in this one dimensional array or two dimensional array must be same. Okay, so not less than, not greater than, must be, it need to be same. Then only you'll be getting a Numpy output or the Numpy two-dimensional array or one-dimensional array. So if you do any mistake, so if you give any less number of elements, so inside your first array and inside your second array, so automatically you'll be getting the output as a list format. So I hope so you are very clear in this. So this is the very basic thing, so which we need to know about this Numpy module. So like this, so you can perform a one-dimensional array, two-dimensional array, so you can perform arithmetic operations, all the things by using this Numpy module. So it will be very simple. So make sure you need to Google about this Numpy library and basic examples you can practice on this Numpy module. I hope so you are clear in this. So till now we had seen very basic introduction to Numpy module and we had seen the installation of Numpy package, and now we had seen how can we create a single dimensional array and multiple dimensional array, or we can call it as two-dimensional array. So if you do any mistake in your program, so automatically it will be converted into list format. So automatically it will be converted into list form. So I hope so you are clear in this. So this is a very basic introduction about this Numpy module. So by using Numpy module, we can perform arithmetic operations also. Make sure you need to practice on this arithmetic operations. So if you need the Numpy package, so if you are going to work with Numpy package, then only you can prefer this Numpy module. So as a beginner, so make sure you need to know about each and every library in Python. Okay, I hope you are clear in this. So till now, if you have any doubts, you can make a comment and I'll update you. Now in this session we are going to discuss about Django. It is a Python web framework. By using Django we can build websites and we can build the dynamic web pages. Mainly it is an open source and we can easily maintain it, and we can clearly design our web pages or our websites, and we can build our websites securely. So this is a very quick introduction about this Django framework. Now I'll be writing some points here, so it will be very easy for us to you can easily understand. Before going to this, you need a editor. You can use Python or Sublime text editor. So you can prefer any one of this IDE. I'll be preferring Sublime. So it is an open source and you can download it from their website or you can search it in Google. Sublime text 3 download for Windows 64-bit. Okay, so you can see, so you can go to this website, so you can download it according to your requirement. So you can download it. So if you are for Windows background, so you can download it for Windows. If you are using 64-bit, so you can get it the portable version. If you are for Linux, so you can get it as 64 or 32-bit, or if you are using Mac OS, so you can get it this. So okay, so you can go through this website and you can download this Sublime text editor. So it's an executable file. Similarly, how you install Python in your machine, so same thing you can do it in this Sublime text editor installation. Now we'll be moving on to this notepad. We need a directory and we need a folder, and finally we will import those folders into Sublime editor. Okay, so first we'll be creating a directory and we'll be creating a folder also, and finally we'll be importing those folders into our Sublime text editor. So how can we do that?
So if you are in Windows platform means, so make sure in your machine itself, so there will be having one PowerShell. Okay, so I'll be showing you here itself. So go to this search and just type PowerShell. So you can see Windows PowerShell. So just click on enter. So automatically the PowerShell will be opened. So here, in which drive you would like to create a directory. So just you can give your drive names here. So I'm going to give the D drive. So it will be moving on to my D drive now. So if I type ls, so it will display. So whatever the files which is present in my D drive. So all the things will be displayed in this PowerShell itself. So okay, so I'll be clicking on exit here, and again I'll be opening my PowerShell. Okay, so like this you can go through D drive or C drive or G drive. So depends on your requirements, so depends on your machine compatibility, so you can do this operation. So I'll be moving on to my H drive, H drive, and I'll be creating a directory here. So I'm going to create a directory, make directory YouTube Django basics. Okay, so you can see I had created a folder called YouTube Django basics. Now if I type ls, so till it will be displaying my information, so it will be displaying my drive information. So now I'll be moving on to the directory. Okay, so I'm going to moving on the directory C YouTube Django basics. Now if I type ls, so nothing is there. So in that folder, so nothing is there, so it's an empty folder. So now I'll be setting an virtual environment. Okay, so now I'll be installing my virtual environment. So pip install virtual environment. Okay, I'm going to press enter. So automatically the virtual environment will be installed in your machine. So virtual environment is mandatory. Okay, so it will be taking some time. Yeah, you can see virtual environment is already satisfied. Okay, now I'll be using virtual env and I'm going to use the period. So here period is mandatory. Okay, so in Django the period is mandatory. So that's the thing you need to remember, and you did not need to call the dot. Okay, so now onwards you need to call the dot as a period. So if you are a Python developer means, so make sure you need to call the dot as a period. You need to remember that. Okay, so you can see new Python executable in H drive. So this is the folder name, and here the script is activated, and this is the Python executable file. So this all the relevant information is displayed on your screen. So if you follow my same steps, so it will be taking some time. So depends on your net speed, it will give the result. So make sure you need to wait. Okay, so now if I type ls, so you can see I had created a folder. So inside that include lib scripts tcl and 61 pip self-check.json. So here majorly we'll be going for script folder because we'll be working scripts. So we will be writing some script or we'll be activating our scripts folder. So majorly we'll be discussing about this script folder only. So we did not discuss about the include folder, and we did not discuss about the lib folder. Okay, so till now we had created a directory. So on that directory I had created a folder called YouTube Django basics, and I had installed my virtual environment, and after that it has installed in my folder. Okay, so if I go to H drive, so first we'll be checking. So we'll be going to H drive. So you can see YouTube Django basics, the folder is automatically created, and you can see the 4 folders is automatically created here. So inside the scripts, so we have some scripts. Okay, now I'll be moving on to this PowerShell. Now I'm going to activate my scripts folder. Okay, period slash scripts and activate. So you can see now the folder is activated. Okay, so if I type ls,
So you can see we have the scripts folder include. Now main thing, so we need to install Django on your machine. Okay, so if you are on Windows platform means, so if you are using PowerShell, so just type the command called pip install Django. So you can see Django will be installed in your machine, so it will be taking some time, so it depends on your net speed, so it will download all the relevant file, so you need to wait. You need to wait, so you don't have any option because you need to know the result on the screen. So that's why I'm recording each and every point now in this Django concepts, so please watch it clearly. So it will be taking some time, so for that I'm going to pause the video for 2 to 3 minutes. So I'll be pausing, so it will be taking some time. Okay, so I'm going to pause it. So you can see now the Django is installed in my machine. Okay, so in that folder the Django is installed. Okay, now you need to wait. Yeah, Django is successfully installed in the directory. So now I'm going to create one more directory here. So I'm going to create a directory, make directory. I'm going to give the app name as app1. Okay, so I'm going to give as app1. Press enter, and if I type ls, so you can see app1 is added in this folder. Okay, so automatically the app1 is added. We'll be moving on to this app1 folder. Okay, so we'll be moving on to this app1 folder. So for that, type the command cd app1. Okay, and I'm going to press ls. So inside that also nothing is there. So now we need to type a command called Django. So we'll need to type the command Django admin.py start project. So here you can see as a beginner, so we'll be doing some mistakes here. So once you create a Django admin.py, so we'll be creating a project. So we'll be starting our project. So here we'll be giving an app name. So most of the people think that, so already we had created a directory here. So we had created the directory app1. So we'll be calling this app1 and with the extension period. So if you call that, so you can clearly observe the error here. So you can clearly observe the error. As a beginner, so you need to know this type of errors. Okay, so that's why I did a mistake here, because I am experienced in Django also, so I can do the right things and I can save my time also. But as a beginner, you need to know so where you will be doing a mistakes here. So if you give the same project name, so if you give the same project name here, so you will be getting this error. So if you give another, if you give any name apart from the project name, so it will be taking. And if you type ls, so automatically you can see, so we got the result here. So you can see app1, app11, we got two directories here. So two directories is created now itself. So you can see the time also. So app11 is created at 8:44 p.m. Okay, so now what we need to do is, so we need to choose Sublime editor. Okay, so make sure as a beginner, so we'll be doing this mistakes. So that's why I had repeated these steps. Apart from that, nothing, because I am experienced in Django also, but most of the beginners will be confused here itself. Okay, so confused start project, so app name will be giving here and with the extension of period. So if you give the same app name, and if you execute the multiple times also, so you'll be getting an error, and you need to read that error correctly. Okay, so you need to read that error correctly and make sure you need to give the different name here. So you need to give the different name apart from this project name. Okay, once you type ls, so automatically it will display the result here. So now we'll be moving on to Sublime text editor. So I'm going to open my Sublime text, and so this is my current project, so I'm going to close it, and now add a folder to project. Okay, so add folder to project. I'm going to select my new folder here. So I'm going to move on my directory H, and I'm going to select YouTube Django basics. Okay, so I'm going to select that folder, and I'm going to close my first project. So you can clearly see, so this is my app. So I'm going to work on my own app. So I had closed this and I had minimized that, and here I had created and I'm going to close all the files. So if you'll be getting some confusion here, so that's why I'm going to close all the files. So you can see now we have a directory YouTube Django basics. So inside that we have app1, app11, and we have the include folder, and we have the library folder, and we have the scripts folder, and we have the TCL, and we have the manage.py. So this is our directory. Okay, so till now we had created the directory and we had imported our folder to the Sublime text editor. Okay, now we'll be moving on to this PowerShell. Now I'm going to run the command python manage.py run server to know so what will happen. So you can see here, so we have 17 unapplied migrations, and it's not a problem as a beginner, so no need to worry about that. And you can see we got an URL here, so 127.0.0. and the port number is 8000. Okay, so I'm going to copy this URL and I'm going to paste it here, and I'm going to click on enter. We did the correct steps and finally we got our output. So this is the initial output. Okay, so, and automatically you'll be getting a file called manage.py. So once you get this file, at that time only you need to run this command python manage.py run server. So in case if you run at the starting itself, so if you run at the starting itself means, so you won't get output, so you'll be getting an error. Okay, so you'll be getting an error. Here I'm going to break the command, so here I'm going to stop it. So here I'm going to quit my server here. So for that, press Control Function B. So once you type that, so automatically the server will be stopped. Okay, so till now we had completed the basic steps, so which is required for Django. I hope so you are clear in this, and I'm going to conclude this topic, because as a beginner, so you need to know how to create a project in Django and how can you import those projects to the Sublime text editor. And if you are looking for more tutorials on Django, so you can make a comment and I'll try to update and I'll try to make more videos on these Django tutorials itself. Now in this session we are going to discuss about regular expressions. First we'll be seeing basic introduction to regular expressions, and before going to this topic, so here I had navigated the URL called Python documentation of this regular expressions concept. So I'll be providing you the link in description. So once you watching this tutorial, so please go through that link and please read the all relevant points which is required for you, because I'll be discussing very basic things about these regular expressions. By using these regular expressions, we can match the pattern. Okay, and we can check the phone numbers, and we can check the email IDs correct or not, and we can check the passwords, and we can check the usernames. So all the things we can check by using these regular expressions patterns. The main objective of this regular expressions is, so it matches the pattern and it will check the pattern is correct or not. Okay, so before going to this topic, so please go through this documentation and please read all the relevant points which is required for you. But as a beginner, I'll be giving you very basic introduction about this regular expressions concept. Okay, here I had written some points already. introduction to regular expressions. So here we have some symbols, right? So this is a backward slash, and this is a square brackets, and this is a power, and this is the dollar symbol, and this is the dot, and this is the question mark, and this is the or symbol, and this is the star symbol, and this is the plus, and this is the curly braces, and this is the parenthesis. Here in regular expressions, so by using these symbols only, we'll be performing n number of operations on different number of operations. Okay, so we'll be performing different number of operations, or we'll be calling as n number of operations. But make sure you need to know the syntax of each and every symbol in regular expressions. Okay, so it represents the meta character, and it represents the square brackets represents a character class, and this cap represents the beginning of the pattern, and the dollar symbol represents the matches the pattern at the end, and this dot symbol represents, so it's a period in regular expressions. So in Django also we'll be using this dot symbol, so in Django also we'll be calling as period, and this question mark symbol represents matches 0 or 1 occurrence, and this symbol represents matches with any one of the characters separated by it, and the star symbol indicates any number of occurrences including 0 occurrences. So plus symbol indicates 1 or more occurrences. So these curly braces indicates number of occurrences of a preceding regular expressions to match, and this parenthesis represents encloses a group of regular expressions. So regular expressions are compiled into pattern objects which have methods for various operations such as searching for pattern matches. So as I already said, so by using this regular expression, so you can verify your phone number, and by using this regular expression, so we can verify the name of the person. By using this regular expression, so we can verify the email ID. By using this regular expressions, we can verify the password. So by using these regular expressions, we can verify the OTP also. So these 5 things majorly will be done with this regular expressions concept. So here I had written the simple example. Okay, so first I had imported my regular expression statement here, and after that I had created one variable. So here I am going to call my regular expression statement, and I am going to use the command called compile. So this is a keyword. By using this keyword we can search for the pattern. So inside this I am going to use these square brackets represents a character of a class. So here I had given the pattern A to E. So it represents A comma B comma C comma D comma E. So inside this A to E we have 5 elements here, and finally I am going to print my variable, and inside that I am going to pass the command called find all. So here I have my string here. So here the pattern will be matched, so it will check with each and every letter. So this is the case sensitive means, so it will won't give the case sensitive output here. So make sure it will match the letter exactly which you have written here. So it will check inside your string. So if it's matched means, so it will print in the output. So if it's not there means, so it won't give the output. Okay, so I hope you are very clear in this. So we had imported our regular expression statement, and we are going to use the compile command, and here we had set the pattern by using the square bracket, so it represents the character of a class, and we are going to use the find all command, and finally we are going to check with our string. Okay, now I'll be moving on to this Python IDLE. So I'll be selecting any one of these Python IDLE. So first thing, you need to import your regular expression statement, and you need to create a variable here. So you can take any variable. So according to your requirement, you can take any variable. So I'm going to call my regular expressions, and finally I'm going to use the command called compile. Oh shit. So we got an error. So actually it will be very fine for us. So if we'll work on py file, so it will be very fine for us. Import re. So I'm going to use a is equals to re dot compile and compile. So I'm going to set the pattern here. So once you open the parenthesis, so automatically it will show the pop-up window like pattern comma flags is equals to 0, compile a regular expression pattern comma returning a pattern object. Okay, so here we are going to set our pattern. So you can give a single quote, and you can give the character class here, and I'm going to set the pattern small a to E. Okay, so I'm going to close the square bracket, I'm going to close with parenthesis. So finally I'm going to use print a dot find all, and I'm going to set the string here, hi, how are you. This is my string, and finally I'm going to run my program. RE. So you can see we got the output AAE. So it matches the pattern here. So you can clearly observe. So first it will check with each and every letter inside this first word. Okay, so in the first word we have the A letter. So that's why we got our A. So you can clearly observe here. So we got our A here. So I'll be putting side by side. So then only you can easily understand. Yeah, you can clearly see. So in our first word, so we have the A letter, so that's why the A is printed. So it will check with the second word also. So it will check with the pattern from A to E. So it will check all the letters. So inside this word there is no A to E letters, so that's why it's didn't printed this value. And finally it's come to here. So here A is matched and E is matched, so it's printed here. And finally it will check with YOU also, so it won't match the pattern, right? So it will remove that and it won't. So finally it will check with YOU also, because the pattern is not matched with this YOU, so it won't give the output here. So finally you will get your AAE. Okay, so like this we can match our pattern. So you can check with your name also. So here I'm going to check with my name A, and I'm going to check with my name from the pattern A to R. So from A to R represents, so it will check the each and every letter from alphabetics A to R. So here I am going to use the lowercase letters only. So regular expressions is case sensitive. So if you give capital letters here, so it won't give any output in your terminal. So it will give the null output. So I will show you that also. So here I'm going to run the program here. So I'm going to check with my name. So here you can see, so it matched with A letter, and it matched with R letter, and it matched with D letter, H, A, N, because I had given the pattern here from A to R. Okay, so it will check each and every letter from A to R. So if the pattern is matches means, so automatically it will give the output in your terminal. Okay, so in case if I give here, so if I give in caps lock letters, so A to R, okay, so what will happen? So just observe here. So you can see we got an empty set here. So we got an empty list. Okay, so we got an empty list. So we didn't get any value because the regular expressions is case sensitive. Now in this session we are going to discuss about Python Tkinter module. The main objective of this Tkinter module is so we can develop desktop applications. So if you want to develop your own GUI application, then you can prefer this Tkinter module. Okay, so first we'll be looking some points, and after that we'll be moving on to this programming part. Okay, so this is the documentation page, and if you want to develop your own GUI application, so make sure you need to go through this documentation and make sure you need to follow this all the relevant points. But as a beginner, you need to know all libraries in Python, so that's why I'll be explaining you. So I'll be showing you some GUI applications. So I'll be building on some example programs here. So this is the documentation program. So this is a documentation simple example, but I am not following this example. So I'll be creating my own example. So I'll be showing you, and after that we'll be seeing 2 to 3 examples in this Tkinter module, and we'll be concluding. I had already written one program. So this is very basic program. So you can see here I had imported the statement called from Tkinter import all, and I had set with the variable master is equals to tk. So here I'm going to set the labels of my GUI application. So for that label, so the first label name is your name, and the second label name is age, and this is the master, so which I had set the variable here. So I'm going to call it here, and I'm going to set it in a grid format. So grid formats in the sense, so we'll be having rows and columns in a grid format. So once I execute the code, so you'll be getting a clear idea about this program. And I'm going to assign with the variable e1 is equals to entry. Here I'm going to set my variable master, and again I'm going to set with the e2 variable, and again I'm going to set with the master variable inside this entry label. Okay, so I'm going to call my grid format. So e1 dot grid row 0 column 1, e2 dot grid row 1 column 1, and the finally main loop will be calling here. So now I'm going to move on to my IDLE. So I'm going to work with 3.4 version. Now I'm going to work with 3.4 version because my firewall is blocking 3.6 version and 3.7 version. So once I unblock that, so I'll be able to work on 3.6 and 3.7 version also. Okay, so for this video purpose, so I'm going to work on with 3.4 version. So I'm going to create a new file here, and I'm going to type the program from Tkinter. import all. So I'll be typing exact program. I'm not changing any point in this, because if I execute the same program, so you'll be getting a clear idea about this program. So after that I'll be changing some modifications in the same program. Okay, so it will be better for us. Your name, and I'm going to close it for a while, and I'm going to commit, and I'm going to set the grid format of row is equals to 0, and I'm going to set the another label of this master is master, and I'm going to set the text age, and I'm going to close it, and I'm going to call the grid format of row 1. Okay, and I'm going to call my event variable, and I'm going to set entry of master, and e2 is equals to entry of master. Now finally I'm going to set the grid format, so e1 dot grid row 0 column 1 and e2 dot grid row 1 column 1, and I'm going to close it with main loop. So main loop is mandatory on tk function. So tk function is also mandatory in this Tkinter module. Okay, so I'm going to run the module, and I'm going to save it as basic example Tkinter. Okay, so you can see, so we got our output. So this is the title of our application, so that title is tk. So we can change our title also, so I'll be showing you that also. So this is our label name, so the label name is your name, and the another label name is age. So this is the basic Geo application, and we didn't have any functions here. So if you want, you can maximize your application, and if you want, you can minimize your application. So only the functionality is working, maximize and minimize. And if you enter any information here also, it won't take, because we didn't give any functionalities here. Age 89, so it will be like going on here. So we didn't give the character limit also, so we need to give the character limit, and we need to give the functionality for this Geo application. But for the understanding purpose, first, if you know, for your understanding purpose, so I had created very basic example of this Tkinter module, and this is a very basic example program. So if you want to change your name, so if you want to change your name here, so you can give any name. So if you want to give, I'm going to give Vardhan, and I'm going to give Vardhan name here. So you can clearly observe, so here we have your name, so this name will be changing into Vardhan. So I'm going to change this age name also. I'm going to change the name as Andy. Okay, so I'm going to run my module, and you can see the name is changed. So the label name is changed, but we didn't added any functionality here. And next module will be seeing, so how can we change our title, and if possible we'll be adding one button also. Now in this session we are going to see one more program related to this Tkinter module. So in this program we'll be seeing how to create a button, and we'll be giving functionality to that button. So I'll be creating a button here. So the button name is quit, or you can give the text as stop also. So you can give the exit also. So depends on your requirement, you can change the text. So once I click on that button, so automatically the program need to be closed. Okay, so this is our last program. Okay, now I'll be creating one new file here. So I'm going to create a new file, and I'm going to import my Tkinter module first as tk. So here I had imported my Tkinter module. Now I'll be creating one variable here. So I'll be calling r is equals to, so I'm going to call tk. So I'm going to import my Tkinter module statements, and I'm going to close with the tk function. So now I'm going to create a title. So I would like to create a title for my Geo application. So I'll be giving title r dot title. So I'm going to give the title of the application is simple GUI app. Okay, so I'm going to give the title as simple GUI app. Now I'll be creating a button here. So button is equals to tk dot button. So I'm going to create a button here. So I'm going to call my r variable. So I'm going to give the text is equals to exit. Okay, so I'm going to giving the text is equals to exit. So I would like to set the size of my button and the text. Okay, so now I would like to set the width of my button. So how much width it need to be there. So I would like to set the width is equals to 25. So you can give 25 number, and I'm going to give the command also. Command is equals to r dot destroy. Okay, so or dot destroy. Now I'm going to call my button dot pack and or dot main load. Okay, so this is a simple program. So now I'm going to save it and GUI. Okay, so I'm going to save it here, save it as GUI part 2. Okay, we got an error here, so we'll be looking into this program and we'll be checking. So we got an error here, so you can clearly see, so module object has no attribute button. So I'm going to change this button as case sensitive. So now I'm going to run my module, so I hope so it will work. Yeah, you can see, so we got our title and we got our button. Okay, so here already given the functionality for this button also. So if I click exit, so automatically the application will be closed. Okay, so why it is automatically closed means, so we'll be moving on to this program. So once you are working with Tkinter module, okay, so if you are working with Tkinter module, so you'd like to add a exit button or quit button or close, so you can give any name. So depends on your requirement, you can give any name. So once you given the name, so you can set the width of that button. So after that you need to give the command call. So command is equals to or dot destroy. Okay, so destroy in the sense in Tkinter module it is a built-in function to quit the application. Okay, so to quit the application, if you give the command is equals to or dot destroy, so automatically the quit functionality will be applicable in this Tkinter module, and once you click on that button, so automatically the application will be closed. Okay, so again I'll be showing you. So I'm going to run my module and you can see I'm going to maximize my application and you can see the title and I'm going to click on exit, so automatically the GUI is closed. So this is the second example in this Tkinter module, and you can see, so we had created one application in the sense we have only username and password. Now, so username and password in the sense you have two text here like Vardhan and Andy. So for understanding purpose, I had said you like username and password. So we have two login fields here, so username and password. If you want, you can add a button here, so you can follow all the documentation of this Tkinter module and you can add the functionalities of the button also. So if you want to create your own GUI applications as a beginner, so if you are going to interview also, they will be asking you mostly this type of question. So how can you create a button functionality using this Tkinter module, and how can you create a label functionality using this Tkinter module? So these very basic questions, so they will be asking you very basic questions about this Tkinter module. I hope so you are. If you need any tutorials on this Tkinter module also, you can make a comment and I'll update your queries as soon as possible. Okay, I hope so you are very clear in this, and we had covered the Tkinter module topic also. Now in this session we are going to discuss about list comprehensions. So what is the use of this list comprehensions means, so it will reduce the code and it will reduce the time also. Okay, so first we'll be seeing normal operations, so how can we print even numbers and odd numbers, and finally we'll be comparing with the list comprehensions. Okay, so first I'll be creating even numbers. For the range is 20, so I'm going to set the range is 20 if a ampersand 2 equals to 0. Okay, so I'm going to print my a value here. So you can see for even numbers the condition is remainder need to be 0. Okay, so that's the condition for even number, and I'll do for odd numbers also for a in range, and I'm going to give the range 20 and I'm going to give the condition a ampersand 2 is equals to 1, then print a. So you can see we got our odd numbers. So here we had given 3 lines of code. By using list comprehensions, so we will be getting all the output in a single line. Okay, so I'll be showing you right now itself. Here I had taken the variable as a1 and I'm going to pass v for v in range, and I'm going to give the range 30 and I'm going to give if v divided by 2 is equals to 0. Okay, so here I'm not printing the a value and I'm not giving the range in 3 lines of statements. So you can clearly observe. Now I'm going to print my a1 value. So you can see we got our output. So by using list comprehensions, so we can give the code in a single line. So here you can see we have 3 lines of code, but here we did in a single step. Okay, so for odd numbers also, so we can do the same thing. V in range, so I'm going to give the range 35 and I'm going to give the condition. So V divided by 2 is equals to 1. So now I'm going to print my B1 value. So you can see we got our odd numbers. So like this, so you can do n number of operations by using this list comprehensions. I hope you are clear in this. List comprehensions is very easy. So if you understand this concept means, so you are able to do normal operations. You can print the prime numbers and you can print the even numbers and you can print the odd numbers, you can print the composite numbers, you can print the natural numbers. So all the things you can perform on your own. So if you understand this concept, I hope so you are clear in this. So if you need any help regarding this list comprehensions, so you can make a comment and I'll update your queries as soon as possible. Okay.